Okay, guys. Hello. Good morning, and welcome to our third and final training of this Reflect, Refresh, Renew program that we have been working on this week, jam-packed. I hope this has been beneficial to you or informative, and you've taken at least one golden nugget away from this. And we started off with goals, dreams, expectations, which kind of fuels your business and your drive and your motivation. And we talked about the 3 legs of success, which are sales, PRV, recruiting, and now today the final piece is training. And I feel like this piece is overlooked so much, but it is so important, because with training creates duplication in your business, and without duplication in your business, you don't have an organization, you don't have residual income. And your business is just like, when you recruit somebody, do you want them to just join? And you don't get anything for anybody joining, right? You put in all this hard work in having the joint conversation and talking people off the ledge and making them feel like they're making a good decision based on off of what their wants or needs are. And then they do nothing, right? But we have to think about expectations. We're setting expectations, and we talked a little bit about this with dreams and goals. But it comes down with training as well. We are recruiting, and with recruiting, hand in hand comes training. It's not just recruiting. Okay. No, you are not required. You are not anybody's boss, but as a leader, there actually are requirements. They're in the workstation, and they're very, very, very minimal. We want to create independent, self-sufficient consultants, which will eventually become leaders. And you have to remember that whatever you're doing with your new consultants is what they're going to do with their team and their new consultants. Okay. So I'm going to pass this off to your SSD, Kristen, and we're going to get started.
Yay. Okay. So I kind of broke mine down into 3 different sections. Training yourself, training brand new team members, and training existing team members, helping them to promote to other levels. So number 1, training yourself. That's what we're going to start with. Because in life, we have to continuously train yourself. It's the same way in your current job, probably. As a nurse, there are things that I have to do on a monthly basis. Like ACLS every 2 years, different things at work that I have to train myself all the time. That way I can stay up to date on what's going on with my job, all those kinds of things. And Sensi is the same way. If you're not always refreshing yourself in the business with the new catalog coming out, if there's new, especially when there's new products, I can't tell you how many people probably have no idea how the wall fan diffuser even works. There's so many things that we don't know, and because we don't know it, we're not comfortable with it. We don't share it. We don't promote it because we're not comfortable, right? Mm-hmm. There are certain things at my job as a nurse that I don't know how the process works, so I've had to educate myself. That way I can educate other people. If you as a leader or as a consultant don't know something about something, educate yourself on it. That way you're comfortable sharing. And when you're comfortable sharing, that's when you sell things. There's so many people who try to sell diffusers, or maybe you don't even try to sell a diffuser because you've never owned one. You don't know what it's like. I strongly recommend next time you close a party, try to get one. Do a party for yourself so you can get it half off, because you've got to have products in order to sell them. You've got to know how they work. You've got to have your hands on them. So I kind of went off on a tangent because I wanted to start with training yourself in this business. Number 1, you've got to take care of yourself. Okay. And I don't want to get off on taking care of yourself, but I'm going to say 2 words about it and then I'm going to be done. You've got to take care of yourself first. If you do not take care of yourself, you take care of anybody else. And I'm speaking to myself, I'm speaking to you guys, and I'm speaking to the world. We have got to be better, especially as women. We literally care for everybody else. All we do is take care of everybody else. And I don't know about you guys, but my love language is caring for other people. I give and I give and I give. That's what I do. But that's not okay, because then I find myself dying inside. Shoot, I've been to the gym 2 times in the past year until this past week. That's not okay. We have to take care of ourselves first. There's this guy that I've been listening to. It's a podcast. Let me tell y'all who he is because fire. It's
Without thinking about it.
Trent Shelton. If you guys write that name down, Trent Shelton, he is fantastic. And the thing that he was talking about yesterday, and it's so true, he was saying that the first thing that you do when you wake up in the morning, if the first thing you do is grab your phone and start looking at all the texts you have, social media, all that kind of stuff, that's what your brain feeds into. That is not what you should be doing right when you wake up in the morning. The first at least 15 minutes, 20 minutes, hour should be for you, for your mind, for your body, and for your soul. That's it. It should not be about social media. Maybe you guys have noticed this, maybe not. I don't really know. I have taken a big step back from social media over the past couple months because I had to start figuring out how to take care of myself. And when you're on social media continuously, it's not good for you. You compare yourself to others. You look at stuff you're not supposed to be looking at. You get in your feels about things. It's not good. Social media is great for our businesses to promote things, but other than that, get off of there. You don't need to be on there. To be very honest, like 100%, if it wasn't for Scentsy, I would not have social media at all. And I feel like a lot of you guys probably feel the same exact way. I hate social media, especially for somebody like me. I struggle really bad with, to be honest, with eating. I've had eating problems my entire life. And with depression, anxiety, things like that. And social media is not good for me. It's not good for my soul. So I have to continuously keep myself in check because of it. So get on there, do what you got to do, and get off and put your damn phone down. When you get home at night, when you're with your family, put your phone away. It's not worth it. I promise you. I'm single. I don't have anybody in my life. But if I had a spouse, you know, when I did have a spouse, one of our biggest issues was that he would scroll on his phone continuously. And it would worry me so bad. And I'd be like, why are you on your phone all the time? Don't be that person. Don't be on your phone continuously with your spouse, with your kids. They notice it even if they don't say anything. Okay? Sorry, I just got off on a tangent. But I mean, it's so freaking true. Okay, train yourself. Here are ways that you can train yourself. Podcasts. We just talked about that. Get on some podcasts. There are a million. I know Amber knows a ton of good ones. I know she could definitely post like 10 probably right now on our team page. Podcasts are fantastic. I love them. That's what I do on my way to work in the morning now. I just open up a podcast. It's a great way to get your mind right, okay? 2, YouTube. If you're not training yourself from YouTube, y'all, there are so many people. Have you guys not heard of Katie Farner? Okay? Her YouTube channel is on point. If you need to know how to do an event, go on her channel. If you need to know how to do a home party. I mean, Colleen has a channel. Chloe has a channel. Chassie has a channel. I don't have a channel. I need a channel. Like, I really actually need to do that. I need a channel. But
that's our goal.
That is the goal. That's the goal for 2020. Get a freaking YouTube channel. But go on YouTube. Train yourself. Okay? Boss Babe Basics. If you guys have never watched Boss Babe Basics, like, it's something that me and Chloe made years ago. It will go through step by step, especially for new people, how to be a successful business owner. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Like, it's so simple. And there are people on our team and on Chloe's team that right when they joined, they started Boss Babe Basics. They promoted so fast, it's insane. Okay. So YouTube, training yourself. You have to train yourself. If you're not looking at your news tab on a daily basis, that's a problem. If you're not logging into your workstation, I can't tell you how many people are like, I haven't logged into my workstation in like 2 weeks. Okay, so how are you closing parties? I'm confused. Okay?
You're not.
We need to be logging. No, you're not. That's the thing. You're not. We need to be logging into our workstation always, checking the news tab. You should not be relying on a team page.
Guys, can I just say something? As a leader, it is very frustrating. I mean, for anybody, when you'll see a lot of questions on team pages about information that is literally, if you click news tab, it's like boop, 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 like flashing lights. As a director, star director, superstar director, we do not have a special workstation. We have literally the same exact information. I'm not even joking. So sometimes I will not answer that question, to be very honest, because I want them to think like, okay, well, if I really want to know this, the tools and resources are right there for you. And again, we want to create independent, self-sufficient consultants. Okay.
Yeah.
So find the information, you guys. It's not hard.
Okay. Let's see. Sorry, I was looking at that. Okay, moving right along because we have Colleen and Courtney, and I know they're going to bring some bomb information. Training new team members. I just put that thing up on the page. However, it probably needs to be updated because I made it years ago. But it's just a simple thing that I use when I train my new teamies. So really quickly, what I do when I get a recruit, I try to get up with them in the first 48 hours, either through FaceTime if they're not local. If they're local, I will go out of my way to meet and sit down with them. I don't care if I've worked a night shift, a day shift, whatever. I will in person find that person and sit down and train them, okay? And I go over all that list. We talk about their launch party. I encourage every single one of my new team members to do a home launch party. If they don't do one, if they don't want to do one, I will fight with them for a second or two and try to feed it into their brain. If they're really adamant about it, I mean, whatever, you can't do anything about it. But literally, you need to talk to them about how important that is. There are literally studies that show that if you do a home launch party, you will be more successful in your business. It's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Get to the, literally start with that, okay? Also, if you're one of those people who only recruits when there's a join special and you recruit like 10 people, here's the deal, y'all. You can recruit 10 people. I don't care. But you need to make sure that you train them. Because if they come on our team page and ask what a perpetual party reward is, I will look and see who recruited them and I will tag you in that post. Because that's embarrassing. You should be training your people. I don't care if you recruit 10 people, that's great. You got to train them. You have to train them. And there's always going to be people. I mean, shoot, there's people every single month that I recruit who literally don't let me train them. They fall off the wagon. They don't want to do anything. And that's completely fine. I had somebody try to sell me her join kit months ago. Like, whatever. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But you've got to train your new people. The next thing, this is my passion. This is what I love to do. I love training people to promote, okay? And that goes hand in hand with having coaching calls. Mm-hmm. If you don't know what a coaching call is, that's totally fine. We can talk about that later. But if you're not training the people who are already existing in your downline to promote, maybe it's a certified consultant. Don't cast them away. Maybe it's somebody who never did get certified and they just need a little boost. Maybe it's a lead consultant who needs to promote to star. Either way, work with your people. You don't have to use forms. I know Colleen doesn't. That's totally fine. I actually have kind of gotten away from the forms as well, and that's totally fine. I'm trying to come up with a new system. But whatever you do, be consistent with it. You've got to train your people. The best way to promote in this business are the 3 legs of success: PRV, recruiting, and training. Training is huge. The reason I have 37,000 points for this incentive right now is not because I promoted. I didn't promote. I can't promote anymore. It's because I trained so many people who promoted to the next level. That's how I have those points. Yes, PRV and all that other stuff, but it's because I trained my people. When you train your people, they promote, which pushes you up. And it's not just that, you get to watch them grow. And that's the most amazing thing at all, because you're going to find somebody underneath you who's like a freaking diamond in the rough, and you have no idea because you're worried about all these other people who don't want to work. Don't worry about them. Look for people who do. How do you look for them? Consistent PRV and consistent recruiting. Look underneath you. Start a downline report. If there are people who are consistently recruiting and consistently selling, those are the people that you work with. Don't worry about the other ones. Eventually they'll get their ish together, or they won't and they'll drop off. But either way, you've got to work with those other people. Okay? Text them, call them, set up calls with them, be consistent with them. Follow up after your call with them. Set up another one. It's so simple, y'all. It's so simple, but you've got to do it. You're the leader. Even if you have one person underneath you, it's on you. I think that's really all I have. And I know y'all have a lot of stuff, so I'm just going to drink my coffee now.
Well, the good thing is, and I know Courtney like would get the tail end of every one of our videos that we did, every like training, because she's working. So she would be like, well, if they didn't already touch base on this, but like the message clearly is that what we're saying works, right? So if we're talking about the same things and reiterating, you know, it's because it works. So that is a great message, right? Okay, so this is one of my absolute favorite topics is training. Number one, when you're training yourself, it is so important, you guys. Training, like Kristen said, I trained myself off of YouTube. Katie Fonner was a big one of my trainers and she didn't even know it. But you'll find so many different leaders from a decade ago up till yesterday. Leaders, certified consultants, just giving you tips, ideas. And the best thing is you're going to find people in the business that like really resonate with you, that like, okay, like you start following them and then you follow people that you want to be like and start doing things that, you know, they do to be successful, but then you make it your own. Okay. So when I first joined, I thought I was Katie Fonner. Like I was Colleen Regan, Katie Fonner. Okay. Like I would do anything that she was doing because she just like her attitude and her mentality like spoke to me. So YouTube is such a huge resource. Our training center, I mean, don't sleep on these things, you guys. Like if you want to grow in this business, don't wait for things to be handed to you. Okay. That is the kind of mentality that's like that closed mindset, that fixed mindset. Okay. If you're training yourself, even if you feel like if you think you know everything in this business or that you have arrived, then you are sadly mistaken because you're never going to arrive. Things change so quickly in this business. There's different trends. Like what used to work on social media, it doesn't work anymore. And if you're still trying to do the same things that, you know, people were doing 10 years ago, you're not going to grow in your business because things change. Okay. This is direct sales. It goes up and down, in and out. You have to keep up. And when you're training yourself, you're keeping your business fresh and relevant. If you just feel like, oh, you've kind of gotten stale with booking parties, go watch videos on booking parties. It'll give you new ideas. It will inspire you to think of new things. Okay. Showing up to team challenges, team meetings, team Zoom calls, that is training yourself. Because we're talking about new information. We're coming together with like-minded people. If you're not showing up to team meetings and team Zoom calls and team challenges, you guys, you know, that is where it starts. And especially if you're a leader, if you're not putting emphasis on these things, why would your team? So then when all of a sudden you want to change your mentality and have all these team meetings and stuff, but nobody's showing up, guys, it starts with you and it trickles down, okay? So that's what I'm going to say about training yourself. It is so important. I love to train myself. I train myself every night when I'm laying in bed. I will sit on my phone and go through YouTube and anybody that I follow or somebody that I know motivates me. If I'm unmotivated, because you're not always going to be motivated, you have to find somebody that you can relate to, that you can follow and watch, that motivates you. So you know when you're unmotivated, okay, this is what I got to do. It's a self-motivating business. Your leaders, your sponsor, superstar director cannot motivate you. We can try to inspire you, but we can't motivate you. You have to do that. All right, training brand new teamies. Okay, when somebody joins, my training starts before they actually even join because you want to know why they're joining, what they're joining for. Because if you're trying to, you know, push them to do exactly what you do, this is the first thing. You cannot create a mini you no matter how hard you try. Okay, and what you're going to do is push them out, and I've done it. And I'm saying this to you very humbly and embarrassing, but I did it. And you know, I'm saying this to help you guys now. Don't do it. You're pushing your dreams, your vision, because what happens is going back to expectations, You have an unrealistic expectation that every person that is going to join your team is going to be a rock star, and they're going to progress your business. They're going to help you promote. They're going to help you make money. They're going to help you earn those trips. We are not anybody's boss. You cannot put your goals, your dreams, and your visions on somebody else. They didn't ask for that, and all it's going to create is disappointment for you. And then you're going to be like, my team's not doing anything. My team's not doing anything. The only thing you can do is continue to work your business by recruiting, honestly. But listen, know why they want to join before they even do it. So then you know how to train them. Everybody gets launched the same exact way, regardless, because the most important thing with new teammates is results. Get them that kit money back, help them hit shooting star, sensational start. I help them get certified within the first month. That is the goal, within the first month. Home launch party, key. I have a step-by-step process. You don't need to word vomit. You don't need to be talking about promotions. Tell them what they need to know right then and there. Answer any direct questions, but it needs to be a small step-by-step process so that the information you're giving to them is resonating and it's manageable and attainable. Because when you word vomit and throw so much and you just want to tell them everything, right, they're going to get confused. And when people are confused, they do nothing. So you got to break it down into the smallest income producing simple steps. Sensi's core values, one of them is simplicity. Guys, the more simple it is, the better it will be for you and that new teammate, okay? But you want to know why they joined, because then you're going to know how much to pour into them or how, whatnot. You want to help them hit their goals. If they just want to get active every month, well, then help them get active the best that they can, because then they're seeing results. They're going to feel accomplished. But if you're throwing a lot onto them that they didn't ask for, they're going to feel like they're disappointing you. They're going to feel like, oh, this is too much for them. I would be like, change your life. Quit your job and change your life with me. And they're like, wait a minute, I actually like my job, but like, you're crazy, lady. Like, I'm not changing my life. I'm like, let's lose 120 pounds together. Let's change our lives. Let's travel the world and quit our jobs. And they're like, I just want to like have extra money to get my nails done. Yeah. Okay. And if that's what they want, you got to have these conversations before they join. And then honestly, when people join, I am having their launch party based around their join date. So I tell them, listen, the first step you're going to do is have your launch party. You're going to create that Frankie list. You're going to announce that you joined and why. And also, great resource is the checklist on the workstation. That's there for you and them. And I will say, okay, do this, and then I'll check in with you. Do this, and then I'll check in with you. And if I check in and it's not done, okay, well, try that. I'll, give you another day or two, and then I'll touch base with you. Because listen, you may feel like if you have a team of 1 or 10, that it is manageable for you to hold everybody's hand and give them everything they need step by step by step by step. And like, because you want it so bad for them and for yourself. But listen, you're not going to be able to do that when you have a bigger team. So you can't do that. That's not duplicatable. So you can only pour into them and match their effort. That's it, you guys. Because you're going to drive yourself crazy and you're going to burn yourself out. And you're going to step away from your business because it's going to become something that you don't want it to be. So training, find a process. Find a process that you can do with every single person that joins. Every person, okay? You don't need to be calling people every single day. You do not need to be hand-holding. You don't need to if they're not doing it, they're not going to do it. That's it. The only thing that you can do, you're not going to sit and dwell on it and bribe them and reward them and beg them. You're going to go and recruit more people because you're having join conversations with a ton of people, okay? So you try to give them the best start. And then, I have my launch phase, get them certified in 30 days. Then it's, okay, sensational start. Let's go. We're going to start talking about recruiting. But I know if they don't want to recruit, then that's it. I know where to train them because I know what they want from this, okay? So it's a step-by-step process. Figure out what's income producing, what is simple. Because again, what you do with them is what they will do with their teammates, okay? simple for everybody in your front line and downline to do over and over and over and over again. Okay? And if you have to think of a process and sit down with yourself and then write it down and then create an outline and then go by that until you know it by heart, do it. Do it. I have a process and I do it the same way every time, regardless of the outcome. Okay? So find a process. Then training already established consultants. So even if somebody joins and they just want to get active or they just want to get their Sensi at a discount, that vision, if you help them hit their goals, they're going to feel accomplished. They're going to feel good. They may catch that vision down the road and want more, okay? Because you're helping them with their goals. And maybe like, you know what? I do want more from this. So you're watching your numbers. You're seeing, like Kristen said, who's moving, who's recruiting, who's, selling, and reach out to them. And you're like, you know what? You've been kicking butt lately. What's up? Are you still just doing this for a discount? And then there's people that are just clear as day. They're leaders. They want to be, it. You work with them on what their goals are. And you know what, you guys? It goes back to systems. It goes back to income producing activities. It goes back to the fundamentals of, okay, so how many parties are you booking? How many people are you asking to book parties? How many joint conversations are you having? Because if you're just talking to two people, your business isn't going to grow based on what your goals are. If you want to hit this promotion, well, this is what this looks like. Okay. And then you have to teach them to work with their downline. So it's all about duplication, which is training. Okay. Training and duplication go hand in hand. If you want your business to grow from downline, from your front line to downline into generations deep, start with systems, start with training and processes, and just make it as simple and uncomplicated as it can be. Because this is the thing. Is Sensi easy? No. But is it simple? Yes. Because if you have everything broken down into steps and systems, it doesn't matter what your age is, your educational background, where you're from. It doesn't matter, because anybody can do it, because you have it broken down into steps and systems. Okay? And if you haven't trained, go back and start talking to everybody that is working their business and be like, hey, you know what? I'd love to work closely with you. Like, let's do this. Are you interested in wanting more in your business? Tell me what you want. It's a great time of the year, January, new year, to start talking to the people on your team, if you haven't already, and start a new process with the new teammates coming on. That's all.
That's all. All right. Wow. So I'm laughing because, there we go. Everything that Colleen and Kristen were saying, I was like, I'm just going to cross that out on my list that I wanted to talk about, because it's the truth.
Reiterate it.
I'll reiterate it, but it's because it works. Like Colleen was saying, like I caught the tail end of every video, time slot, just because of my work schedule. And I was like, I don't know if you guys heard this already, but we're going to do it again because it's the truth. So we're going to do this again live. So when you're building your team, I know it can be scary. I know that you feel like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't really know where to begin. And that's what Colleen and Kristen were saying. Like, there are programs in place. There are spreadsheets in place that you can find on your team page, on the workstation. There are things that you can do to build your team over time without being overwhelmed. So go to your sponsor first. If you're feeling like, you know what, I want to build my team, I don't really know where to begin, go to your sponsor and talk about it with them. Don't be afraid, because your sponsor will be psyched to hear that you want to build your team, believe me. So when you're, now you have recruits, you have one team member, where do you begin? They need to be self-sufficient. That's our goal, right? Help them out in the beginning, but we don't want to be hand-holding, because right now with a team of 100, with one, when you have a team of 100, you're not going to want to handhold 100 people. You don't have the time. You're going to be stressed. It's not going to be worth it for you. So the workstation already has so many resources for new consultants. There's a whole training center. And if you're not familiar with it, you really should get yourself familiar with it, because that's free training for us as consultants. We are very, very fortunate to have that opportunity. So like Colleen said, the checklist, right when they join, they get a checklist. A lot of people will say, I'm not really going to touch base with you again until you complete that checklist. I still like to do a little bit of a check-in as the days go on, but make sure your new recruit is doing the list of 100, booking their home launch party. You know, all the things that they need to do, they should be doing it as well, because you can't just tell them to do it and then you lose that window of opportunity. If they don't do it, now they can't get certified by the time that you really want them to get certified. My biggest thing that has worked for me, I guess, with building successful team members is flipping parties. So when you flip a party, you already have a consultant who has maybe a little boost of confidence now that they can do this, because not only are they getting their free rewards, they're like, wow, it's really not that hard. You know, like Colleen said, it's not, is Scentsy difficult? No. Is it simple? Yes. Like, there's a lot of things you need to do. It's a lot of work. It's not easy being a direct sales consultant, but if you know the tools in place to do things to keep them simple, it's okay to do them consistently and get those big results, and you'll realize it's not that bad. So when you're showing your new team members, this is what you do. Here's all your order forms. Here's your testers. Collect a few orders. I had one girl on here who's now a director, who her party was over 1,000. We got her certified. She reached all of her goals that she needed to, and then she made commission right back. And that's the immediate result for that consultant to feel like, hold on, not only am I getting free rewards, I also just got paid $250, and I got this goal and this goal and this goal, and now I'm getting happy mail from Scentsy. Like, this is a pretty cool company. So if you have the opportunity for your host to flip, which everyone should be an opportunity, guys, make sure you're mentioning it throughout their party from the beginning, the middle, and then the end. Show them what they can make. Money speaks. I always show my hosts, even if they're not interested, hey, FYI, this is what you could have made on commission, just so you know. Do you want to talk about this one more time before I close it out? So get them when they're new, when they're excited, and when they see that it really isn't that difficult. One other thing I do when I have people that are kind of interested, or maybe I see that they're really going to do well with Scentsy, even though they don't know it yet, I will mail out my testers to them. So don't make them wait. They can obviously, say they join right now. They have their website. They don't have their kit yet. But they can still start collecting orders, start, becoming successful. But in the meantime, a lot of the time, I drop off my testers or I mail them out, some catalogs, some order forms, and I usually end up letting them keep them because I always have a couple sets on hand. That's showing them that you're a leader that actually invests in them and cares about them and thinks that they can do it. And there's not enough of that, right? So when we go to our 9-to-5 jobs, how many of us are feeling unappreciated? I haven't had enough coffee yet. Unappreciated, and feeling like, you're just working and it's on the hamster wheel and you're just like, nothing's happening. No one's paying attention to me. I'm just busting my butt. So when someone from a company like ours says, you can do this, I actually see that you're doing really well. They're like, hang on, like, that's a really good feeling. I want to keep doing that. It's called positive reinforcement. You want to compliment the behaviors that people are doing, right? You want them to repeat them over and over again. Be the leader that you want to be. Think about it. I'm so sorry. Did anyone just hear Chris burp? I'm like mortified right now. I knew he was going to do that. He's upstairs and I'm like, oh my God, I hope no one heard that. Sorry. That's real life right there. Be the leader that you want to be. So be someone that, again, appreciates you, that, you're encouraging people, you're empowering them. Don't be barking orders at them. Don't make them feel like they're not doing enough. No one wants that. If they wanted that, they wouldn't be in Scentsy, right? People can leave. Make sure you want to keep your team members there. Fill your cup first. As a leader, you're no good if you're giving, like Kristen said, to everyone else first. Okay. And this is really important when you're starting to build your team and you're like, where do I begin? Make sure you begin with you. So this morning, before I went on this call, guys, I went to the post office. I'm also a very early person, so I like to get up early. I went to the post office, I went to the gym, and I went to the steam room before this call. Okay. Because I knew that I needed my head clear before I even came on and talked to you guys. And it's like, I'm so excited to do this and I love it, but I need to take care of me first. So does that mean that I have to get up a little bit earlier on a Saturday? Yeah. And I feel great. Okay. So make sure you're taking care of you before you take care of your entire team. And that's something that Colleen had said earlier, like, you want to keep it duplicatable. And if you're burnt out, you're going to be a really crappy leader, and you're going to see your team members falling off. And you have to kind of look in the mirror sometimes and say, what kind of leader have I been? So make sure you're taking care of you first. And that's really big when it comes to like your month. Work your business the first week really, really hard. Get all your stuff done as much as you can for you, your PRV. Make sure your parties are booked for the following month, so you're front loading for the following month before you start setting up any coaching calls. Before you start, you can talk to your team members, obviously, but don't be like helping them all out immediately the first week of the month and then your business lacks, because that's no good. You need to be a leader consistently for them. You need to show them that if everyone takes care of their business first, we're all going to do well. Okay, so stay in your lane the first week of the month consistently and show your team that they should be doing the same. And it's okay to do that. It's not selfish. It's not rude. It's just that that's the way you have to do to run a successful business and keep building leaders. One thing I like to do too is if I have someone that joins and I think that they would get along with someone else, or they have some hobbies that are similar to someone else already on the team, or maybe not even on our team, but from another group, I actually put them in contact on Messenger, and I put them in a little group, and I'm just like, hey, I just wanted to introduce you guys. I think that you would really hit it off. This is so-and-so, this is so-and-so. And then I kind of step back. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I want them to see that we're real people and that this is way more than just selling wax and warmers. And again, that's where you get in tune with the new recruits and they feel like they want to do more. They see us as people. They see someone that's similar to them maybe. And like I said, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It can't hurt to try. Remember their why. So I was laughing when Colleen said this earlier because I was like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted to really speak about, because this is something that I had to learn. I was guilty of this up until about a year ago. I was hearing that you want to join because you want a discount or you want to make like an extra $50 a month. But then I was really confused when like you weren't showing up to meetings, when you weren't, going to SFR, when you weren't participating in challenges. And then I had to take a step back finally and say, wait a second, that's my vision for them. What's their vision? So even though we know in the beginning why everyone has their why and it changes and it may not change, remember theirs consistently until they tell you it's something else. Respect that why they joined. Okay, so those are my expectations. I had unrealistic expectations from my team and I wasn't being the best leader that I could be. But it's all about growing and learning. So we're telling you now, just keep it in mind. Remember why they joined and consistently remember why they joined. And, they're not going to be wanting to earn trips if they just want to, get out of the house once or twice a week. Match their efforts. So this can be tough. This is tough love sometimes, right? So you have someone who, like I said, just shows up here and there. It's okay to keep wanting to do more with your team members and say like, this person's kind of like, not really responding. I still reach out to people, but after a certain time, what I do is I say, hey, I'm just going to put the ball in your court now, just so you know I'm here when you're ready for more training. Like Kristen said, a lot of the time people don't even want to train right in the beginning. Mm-hmm. So I do 1 or 2, 3 times. And then if they don't respond, I basically say like, I'm trying to help you like get off to the right start here, but I respect if you're not like ready. So just let me know when you're ready. And then what I do is then unfortunately I have to put them aside and then look for new people, guys. Okay, because it's going to be a revolving door constantly. You can't focus on people that don't want to work because that may change and it may not. Like Kristen said, sometimes I've had people that have fallen off and then join again and they're amazing now because they weren't ready then. Okay, but they have to show me that they're ready to work and I'll never not help them. But if I'm the only one that's sending out texts constantly and you're not responding, I need to move on because it's wasting my time too, okay? And it's wasting my energy. I'm here when you're ready. So it's okay to say that to a team member because you need to keep building all that other front line, okay? Show up to events, simple, especially if you're a leader. Oh my God, if you're a leader and you're not going to team meetings, you're not, doing the challenges that your sponsor requests of you to do, you're not leading from the front, you're not booking parties, that's all showing up, okay? Like, just show up. I'm so proud of all you guys also for coming on at 8 a.m. on a Saturday. That's huge. So you guys should give yourself a little credit there because I know that like the 3 of us are really early birds. So if we could do this at like 5 a.m., we were like, let's do it. But we were like, no one's going to be awake. They're going to think we're psycho. So you guys showed up. That's step number one. You guys should keep doing that. And just the last thing that I think that is really helpful for me that has worked. So when we have a join special, right? Like, oh, that $10 a month, $15 to join. Like, I get it. You're going to have all these new team members joining. Most of them are not going to do anything. Let's be realistic. You always have a join special every single month because you can flip that party. So just keep that in mind. But when you have a big amount of people joining at one time, for me, especially if I've had people join three times, 3 emails with people joining in one day. And I was like, oh, like, all right, so now I'm going to be like spread really thin and it happens. What I've done the past 2 times that's happened is I've set up a private little event and invited them, and then I did videos and training just for all of them. So it's kind of like, you don't want to, there's so many things that are already handed to us for free, but I like doing that because I feel like they get to see me, they get to all meet each other, okay? All know that they're all starting off at the same time. So if they have questions, they can refer to each other as well, and they're not feeling alone. So when I have like 5, 6 people join all at once, which, I mean, I wish that happened every single month, but when I have a big bulk, I put them all in contact and I set up my own private event and do my own training with them all at one time. So do what works for you. Prioritize. If you're listening to motivational videos, like I listened to one this morning while I was at the gym. Would I rather have listened to Justin Timberlake? Yep. But I said I'm going to listen to like a training, like, because that's my time. You have to be in the right mindset. You have, like Kristen said, the first hour of your day, you really, instead of being on your phone, I'm guilty of it. That's the first thing I do. So I'm going to take that and learn from that. But you really need to put yourself in the good headspace to be a good leader so other people will want to be like you. Be that contagious energy, okay? Be that inspirational person for them. Be that person that sees their worth when they don't. So I think that's it. I mean, you guys really like nailed it before, so.
So did you.
My mind is like so fried right now because I'm running back from the gym, making it insane. I'm out of breath.
I bet.
All right, I'm muting myself now.
Colleen, do you want me to close? Yeah? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So with all that being said, I know one thing, as Courtney was talking, I was thinking about, it's okay to say no to people too. Like I had a call set up 2 days ago, but my office was a disaster. There were a million things going on. And I texted her and I was like, listen, I'm so sorry, but like, I can't do this today. I've got to get myself in check first. And know that that's okay. Like it's okay to cancel things. It's okay to say no. It's okay to take a step back sometimes. However, don't do it for too long. There's a lot of you guys who take a step back from your business for like a month and then you're like, oh, I'm back. Hey. Okay.
Or like, I can't get back.
Yes. I don't know how to get back. Here's how you get back. You
Stop
freaking
quitting.
move. Take a step. Just take a step. Okay. All right. So with all that being said, I'm so pumped for you guys. I hope you learned so much good stuff from this training. And like I said on the video I did yesterday, I mean, we can talk till we're blue in the face about all the things that need to happen. Okay. But you are the only one who can take action in your business. You are the only one. We cannot do it for you. We are not going to do it for you. We can encourage you. But at the end of the day, like I know Colleen and Courtney probably feel the same way. Sometimes as leaders, we don't have people encouraging us and telling us to get our shit together. Like we just have to do it.
Yeah.
And same thing goes for you guys. I mean, like sometimes you just got to motivate yourself. You can't always rely on someone else motivating you. You can't. So super pumped for 2020. Please make sure that if you have not watched the other videos, go back. If you haven't watched them, I get it. Life happens. But go back and watch them. It will be worth it. I promise you. And thank you guys so much for showing up this morning. I know it's early, but we're so thankful that you guys are here. And I hope you learned all the things. And I think we're done.
Awesome.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.